Welcome to BaseballGuys.com. I'm your host here and Around the Horn, Ray Flowers. Season's well underway, so let's dive right into some of the big stories on the diamond. Today, what day is today? Thursday? Yeah, it's Thursday. Here's the first one. Lastings Milledge, no longer a member of the White Sox. Now, it was thought he was going to see a lot of time against left-handed pitching this year. He looked pretty good in spring, but he's been designated for assignment after only one game. Once thought of as a perennial 2020 threat. He had 14 home runs and 24 steals a couple of seasons ago. Milledge has been unable to lock down a starting position. There's off-the-field concerns. His rap career, all those kind of things have really precluded him from ever reaching the level anyone expected of him. He's only 26 years old. He still has talent, but at this point, it looks like he's going to really struggle to find consistent playing time at the major league level. Edinson Volquez, a youngster with a tremendous arm, really struggled in his two outings this year, and a lot of people are panicking, getting a lot of questions about him. And here's my deal with Edinson Volquez. You should have known what you were getting when you bought him. Tremendous arm. He's got 13 strikeouts in 11 innings. Nothing at all wrong with that. The concern, once again, is the walks. He's already got 7 of them. In fact, if we go back to 2009, we look over his last 20-plus starts, I think it's 23, we see that his strikeout rate is 9.27 per 9 innings, an excellent mark. We see his walk rate, 5.40. Simply put, it's almost impossible to have continued success at the major league level if you don't throw strikes. That walk rate is far too high. The major league average is more than 2 batters below where he's at right now. Even with the great strikeout totals, we're still talking less than a 2-to-1 ratio. And again, over 2-to-1 is the major league average. Volquez still has a dynamic arm. He still can do great things on the hill. We saw him do it a couple of seasons ago, but he has really struggled to throw strikes since undergoing Tommy John surgery. I cannot recommend dropping him at this point because of the dynamic arm of his, but it'd probably be wise for you to take him out of your lineup and put him on your bench, at least for the moment. Logan Morrison, been getting a lot of questions about him at my Twitter account, which is Baseball Guys. People saying, hey, we're going to expect big things from him. Hey, he's going to be a star. I don't think that's really going to happen. Now, Logan Morrison is a very good hitter. He will have a very long and successful major league career. His plate discipline, his strike zone control is excellent for a young player in his brief major league career. 49 walks to 55 strikeouts. You do that consistently, and you're going to be a very, very good hitter. My issue with Morrison is this. His power has not grown to the point where we think it'll be. He's probably, a 10 to 15 home run guy. Maybe he can get into the high teens, but he's not a 20 homer bat at this point. Maybe he steals you 5 bases, but he's not a steal guy. Outfielders that hit 280 with 15 home runs, they're not much value if they're not stealing bases. Morrison, again, excellent long-term value. Good news for him is he's actually hitting 5th and 6th so far after a lot of reports that he would hit 7th. So that is good news. Maybe he'll drive in a few more runs. But again, without the homers and the steals, he's just not a very appealing option in fantasy leagues. Mixed leagues, by the way. AL only, you want him there. Michael Bourn, tweaked a groin. Still waiting for word on how serious that is. The early returns are it's not that serious, though. We are obviously concerned about a tweaked groin from a player who makes his living with his wheels. If you're in a daily lineup, take Bourn out. He's not playing today on Thursday. Monitor the situation if you're in a weekly league for next week. Hopefully, he just got a scare. Keep a close eye on those wheels of the Astros outfielder. Yunel Escobar looked great so far. 5 games, he's got 9 hits, he's produced 9 runs, but he hurt his noggin. He dove back into third base, hit his head on the knee of Andy LaRoche, had some wooziness. Further tests are being run. Let's keep our fingers crossed that it's not a full-blown concussion, because as we've seen with guys like Justin Morneau, concussions can be a very tricky thing. Escobar has looked really, really good so far. Keep your fingers crossed. It'll continue without abatement. And then finally, the case of Vlad Guerrero. I keep hearing questions about Vlad Guerrero. Everyone, Vlad Guerrero will be fine. Okay, I know he had a down second half last year. I know he's batting 200 with 1 RBI early in the season, but it's Vlad Guerrero, folks. This is a Hall of Fame level hitter. Vlad Guerrero, the last 3 seasons, yeah, he's down from where he used to be. He's not the player he was 5 or 6 years ago. We all know that. But the last 3 years, he's still batted 299. And in each of the 11 seasons, 11, in his big league career in which he's had at least 500 at-bats, every one of those years, he's had 27 home runs and 91 RBIs. It's a lot to expect him to have 115 RBIs again, but Vlad could easily hit 300. He could easily have 25 home runs, and the RBI total will still be strong. It's a good golf ballpark and a pretty good lineup with him around him with the Orioles. Don't lose faith in Vlad Guerrero, especially if he qualifies at the outfield position. This guy is a hitter. Again, I'm Ray Flowers. It's BaseballGuys.com. Thanks for joining me today on Around the Horn. Talk to y'all soon.